A very good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, in a world of change, some people don't just keep up, they lead with a purpose. Today, I have the absolute privilege of speaking with someone who's done just that, Dr. Kalpana Dikshit. She's just not an educator, she's a mentor, a reformer, an author, and above all, a human being deeply committed to using education as a force for good. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out time for us tonight.
Okay, thank you so much to you also and your director also. You all are very kind. You know, it's very good opportunity for me to interact with you all.
Yeah, it's a good
Thank you.
opportunity for us to learn from you.
Yeah.
So, डॉक्टर कल्पना दीक्षित ने न सिर्फ किताबें लिखी हैं, पीएचडी स्कॉलर्स को गाइड किया है, बल्कि इंडिया की जो एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है उसमें भी उनका गाइडेंस है, उसमें भी उनका हेल्पिंग हैंड है. और उनका जर्नी ऑब्वियसली इट्स decades that she has spent not only inspiring but achieving so much, doing so much for education, for our future. And once again, we welcome her. Thank you so much for being here. Let's begin with the very first question, which I always ask everybody. कि कल्पना दीक्षित जी, जब आप एक बच्ची थी, एक लड़की थी, तब कैसी थी? और क्या आपने तभी सोचा था कि यू विल गेट इनटू एजुकेशन, आप एक दिन टीचर बनेंगी या एक दिन मतलब इस मुकाम तक पहुंचेंगी टीचिंग में?
Yeah. Actually, in my view, Kalpana Dixit is a curious soul and
Mhm.
wild observing. I was curious about to know everything. But as far as my profession is concerned, I have never thought that I would become a teacher. I never thought. Spontaneously it happens that my interest has been developed in research and management and technology and education and teacher education, so I have developed myself accordingly. I was a good dancer, I was a good player. I want to be a player, actually badminton player. That was my favorite game. But
Mhm.
ultimately, spontaneously it happens that I become a teacher. And I grew up in a household that is respected books more than a position. We don't have many much preparation. My father taught me some Sanskrit sloka daily at bedtime, and my mother taught me how to do work, how to develop a work skill, how to be respect the division of labor and respect other employees who are working under at our home. So this is the family value that I have learned since very childhood. Okay.
सो आपकी फैमिली, हाँ, जैसे कि आप बात कर रहे हो, वहाँ बुक्स की ज़्यादा
Yeah.
वैल्यू थी. सो और काफ़ी एकेडमिक स्पेस को आप ऑलरेडी बिलॉन्ग करती हैं, राइट?
Yes. Yes.
सो वुड यू
Yes.
वांट टू टॉक अबाउट इट?
Yeah, of course. All this academic impact is due to my family. All the family, actually, what I would like to say, when the girls were not sent to school, my maternal aunt was sent to Banaras Hindu University for PhD. My second maternal aunt was sent to Kanpur University. When the girls were not sent to even school also. So there is an academic environment in my family. Because of that, I have learned so many things and I have developed interest for the books. This is my first philosophy for that. And gradually, what I do, I try to learn by myself also. I used to borrow book from the library. I used to sit in the library of my school and college. I used to write a story in my school magazine, in my college magazine. I write articles in the newspaper. So this has been gradually developed the interest in my. And what I learned, if professionally, if you don't become a teacher, if professionally you don't become a teacher, but you will be a great learner because learning will never waste. It will always helpful. It is always supportive for a person to develop a holistic development. So this is my philosophy for learn so many things and develop a very good different type of academic interest in that time.
राइट. अच्छा, एक चीज़ आप अपने एजुकेशन को लेकर आप वैल्यूज़ के बारे में बहुत अभी-अभी आपने वैल्यूज़ इसके पहले भी ज़िक्र किया. वैल्यूज़ के ऊपर आपका ध्यान बहुत ज़्यादा है. सो
हाँ.
आपको क्या लगता है कि अ, ऐसी कौन-सी कोर वैल्यूज़ हैं जो इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम में हमेशा बरकरार रहनी चाहिए, कभी नहीं हटनी चाहिए?
I think the traditional education system is already exists in every system of education. Traditional
Hmm.
values, morality, and I think to be a good human being, and I think to support each and everyone in all the periods of life. This is the good human value. And in spite of rote learning, if we focus on that skill, if we focus on the humanitarian value, that education will be most supportive and most, I think, impactful in future also. And you, as you all know, we have again back to our traditional system of education according to our new policy of education, according to the curricular revision we have done under new policy of education. So we are moving towards our traditional education system, like yogic science, like spiritual knowledge, like moral story. We have included all these things in our syllabus and curriculum. So these moral values are always existing in our Indian education system, and we are transmitting these values to the other education system also. Because the pupils are coming and learning with us, the pupils are interacting with us as those who are residing outside of India. So they are really appreciating. I would like to place one important example there. Have you heard the name of Elon Musk?
Hmm.
He is the highest technologist and billionaire, but he used to practice yoga. Why? Because his father came to India. He learned all these things. He appreciated the Vedic science of India. Then he taught his son. So these type of value are transmitting in India and outside of India also. This is my vision.
So that is absolutely true. I mean, Indian Vedic system and especially yoga and all, ये तो पूरे दुनिया में खैर they have already taken over the world in a
Yeah,
huge
already
way.
taken.
Yoga तो is just spread everywhere now.
Yeah, yogic science is very much appreciated
Very much
everywhere.
appreciated right
Yeah.
now. So, but and you have authored 16 books. I mean, that is an achievement. I just finished off 2 books. उसके बाद तीसरी लिखते हुए मुझे 5 साल हो गए, वो अभी तक की नहीं कंप्लीट कर पाया हूँ. But you managed to
Yeah.
write 16 books. If you've managed to contribute to 700 plus research papers. So
Actually,
ये
I belong to multidiscipline. And I
Mhm.
have done MSc, MA, B.Ed, management, research, and this NLP, National Linguistic Programming, and AI, Artificial Engineering from Harvard. So all these things, so many disciplines I have learned. And every discipline required reading an expensive book, reading
Mhm.
expensive book. Because of that, I have written on my own book. Some textbooks are there, some reference books are there, some modules are there, some course modules are there, some research papers are there. So many things I have continuously grown. Actually, my major interest in reading and writing. I used to spend my time, even in this stage also. I am
Mhm.
taking classes at global level. I am
Oh.
teaching the global people different. I like to say example International Institute of International IIU, International University of Humanity, International World Science University, World Peace University, and University of Philippines, University of Canada, University of UK London, and I have collaboration with the via Yes You Can International. I have collaboration with the, I am presently nominated, as you see in my profile, presently nominated as the national president of this International Coalition Council. This International Coalition Council is the one of the best organization of United Nations. So when we interact with the people, we have to learn so many things. And when you learn the thing, you have to write this in your experiences. This is the only potential I have done.
I really like your idea कि
Yeah.
किताबें महंगी थी तो आपने खुद ही अपनी किताबें लिख डाली.
Yes, because books were expensive. So we have
Very
write
true.
our own modules, books, textbook references. This I
So
have done.
how do you maintain yourself? I mean, itna productive. How are you so productive? I mean,
Actually, actually, I want to say my husband, my father, my in-laws, and my daughter, all are educated, all are learned. My husband is also double MTech PhD. So he is from technical side. My daughter is he is working in American company. So he is also my father. My father was double MA in that time from Christian college. So this is the atmosphere in the family, and even in my own family also, everyone is learned, everyone educated. My father-in-law was also executive engineer in Central Railway. So this is the environment I got from my own family and my in-laws family. This is the background, and that is why no one has stopped me to do all these things. I
Hmm.
have no pressure to cook the food at the
So,
right time. I have no pressure to do whole domestic activity at the right time. But I was trying to make the balance of my family and my job and my home and everything. I am trying to balance.
and I think you have some patents also, right?
Yeah, patent also. Three patents in my name.
Hmm.
First is of social psychology. This is the patent in the area of social science, where I have found out the education system of the deprived people, those who are residing in a tribal area. So this was my B.Ed time project that I have been converted of patent. And the other one is the identification of the gifted student on different psychological variable. And it was my Master of Education project. So I have converted it into the patent also. So gradually it happened. And when I learned neuro-linguistic programming, I have also converted it into a patent. This way I have three patents on my name.
Wow. So patent, but are they necessary in education?
Yeah, actually, you have to write when you full your academic profile or when you apply for academic promotion. So you have to describe everything what you have done academically. You have to present paper. You have to write the book. You have to describe patent what you have done, how many classes you have taken, how many modules you have developed, how many research publications at ISBN and Scopus General. So all these things are counted when you are going for a promotion, and everything give you a new experience, a new learning you learn, and this is my experience.
So if somebody is writing a research paper or a academic paper, तो उनको क्या सुझाव देना चाहेंगे आप?
Yeah, again, if someone is writing a academic paper, first they should sit and think a question of their heart, not of my their mind. What
Hmm.
is the problem? What is the problem actually trouble him? This is actually research. If you copy and paste, there are so many things. Internet is very easily available to everyone. But you
Hmm.
have to think about your heart. You have to think by your heart. See what problem is necessary to solve in this contemporary world. This is actually research. Then you have to follow the methodology of research. You write a title. You identify the title by reading so many books, so many research papers, so many journals. You identify a title, then you define all your title on the basis of what is your motto, what you want to do actually in research, what are your objectives, what is your sample, and what is the size of your sample, है ना? किस सैंपल पे आपको करना, कितना साइज होना चाहिए, किस किस एरिया में इम्प्लीकेट हो सकती है, फ्यूचर उसका इम्प्लीकेशन क्या है, ये सब बातें एक रिसर्चर को इनिशियली सोचना पड़ता है। ही हैज़ टू थिंक, ही हैज़ टू लर्न। जब वो सोच लेगा, थिंक हो जाएगा, तो ऑटोमेटिकली उसके ब्रेन में ना आइडिया जनरेट होते रहते हैं, और फिर आइडिया विल प्रोड्यूस अ वेरी गुड रिसर्च। So this is my way. So first you identify a problem by your
Hmm.
heart, then you move toward the process, and in
Hmm.
the during this process, you have to identify the objective and hypothesis. What will be your research question? What actually you want to find out through your research? How many your research is impactful to the society, to the nation? So this is the way a person will do a research. And I would like to advise every researcher that
Hmm.
you go to the library and for initially 6 months study and study and study. Study journal, study research paper, study books, so that you can find out about the research, what has been not done in your field and what you want to do in future. So this is the framework of a research. You can find out the thing. Before finding out, if you
Hmm.
just copy and paste, You will not for a single question you will viva examination. You can't reply. This is the problem. Now
Very true.
you are you understand present day there are so many honorary doctor degree on the cost of
Hmm.
money. This is not valuable because you don't have written a single research paper. You don't know what is the problem, what are the objectives, what are the hypotheses. You got a research only on the basis of some money. This is not valuable for the society and for a candidate also. So you have to do honestly. Honest
Very
research
true.
is always important and very much beneficial to the society.
So, as somebody who has contributed to national education policy, uh, ये तो बच्चों को लेकर तो सवाल बहुत पूछे जाते हैं कि उनके एजुकेशन में क्या होना चाहिए, क्या नहीं होना चाहिए। आई एम
हाँ
गोइंग टू आस्क यू अ डिफरेंट क्वेश्चन। टीचर्स की जो एजुकेशन होती है, जो उनकी ट्रेनिंग होती है,
हाँ
उसमें क्या चीजें अर्जेंटली इम्प्लीमेंट करने की जरूरत है?
हाँ, सबसे पहले तो टीचर ट्रेनिंग में सबसे पहले तो टीचर मस्ट बी स्किल। टीचर ट्रेनिंग में स्किल का कंटेंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। Only
हम्म।
theoretical basis पे teacher cannot be go to the classroom. She can't
राइट।
understand. She has to deliver how to execute in the classroom, how to plan an idealistic lesson, how to start the lesson in the classroom, how to motivate the children, how to orient them towards a particular topic. So there are some initial questions she or he has to ask in the classroom, and without asking these questions she can't be interact with the student. So for the interaction, for the orientation, and for the execution of an ideal lesson, she has to be skilled in different types of communication skills, different type of I mean to say instructional design. She must have know. She know technology also because this is the age of technology. So how to search on internet, how to present a presentation, how to develop a lesson through the help of computer. So she must be equipped with the technology, with the skill, with the content. All these things collaboratively do a very good presentation in the classroom and very good communication with the students also.
ओके। वेरी ट्रू, वेरी ट्रू। सो अभी इस 2025 की जो एनईपी है, नेशनल एजुकेशन
हाँ,
पॉलिसी, उसमें क्या चेंजेस हुए हैं या क्या चेंजेस
देखिए टू
होने
थाउजेंड
वाले हैं?
हाँ, चेंजेस तो देयर आर सो मेनी चेंजेस। सबसे पहले तो यही है कि हमने वी हैव स्टार्टेड टू इंट्रोड्यूस ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज सिस्टम। वी
हम्म।
हैव रिवाइज्ड अवर करिकुलम इन द फॉर्म ऑफ स्किल, है ना? वी हैव डिवाइड अवर करिकुलम इन डिफरेंट स्टेजेस ऑफ स्कूल, not only primary but 0 to 3 what will be like, what type of education will be there, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 9, and what skill should be teach and communicate in that age group and that school curriculum. That everything we have designed, defined, and revised. We have done in 2020 education policy. In 2025, what we have done, we have provoking the dialogue method of education. We have provoking the peer group education. A student teach the peer student, another student teach in peer, because the same age group will communicate with each other and they are very much relaxed with their counterparts and their friends. So these things we have executed in our new education policy. Beyond this, we have also uh, teaching them the national values in our new curriculum. It was not previous. We were
हम्म।
focused on the British education system. We were focused on the book from other scientists and other areas and other countries. But now we have focused on our science education, our technology education, our moral education, our sociology, our psychology, and our humanity. We have focused on some new thing, that is we should be consistently emphasis on our national value, our national monument, our national flag, our national anthem. What are the national value we are preaching? We would like to transmit to our students. This is the great revision in our new education policy.
ओके। Okay. So, you're also a global peace and sustainability ambassador. So,
Yeah,
edu-
this is my specialized area: sustainable
okay.
education and world peace. This is my prime concern. What I think, see, what is sustainable education? Sustainable education is we have to teach students how to protect the environment, and this practice is started from the home. How to use your garbage, how to use your vegetable fields, how to maintain your garden. So this practice has been started from your home, then school, then community, then state or national level. So sustainable practices have been developed. There are global goal of sustainable education. Major, if you talk about the sustainable goal 1920, 1930, so there are mere 16 goals are there.
Hmm.
So many things are included that goals. Number one is that you must focus on the quality education. So how
Right.
will we impart the quality education? This is our main focus. The second thing is that energy conservation. How to conserve the energy. Another thing is that how we protect our surrounding, how we save our water, how we save our electricity. So there are so many things we are discussing in the classroom and regular conversation during the sustainable education class. So this sustainable education, because in all over the world we see the war is going. Why war is there? Because there are the shortage of resources, there are shortage of employment, there are conflicting situations, there are ego crisis. So if a person learns the sustainable practices, the
Hmm.
conflict has been automatically resolved. And when the conflict has been resolved, then definitely the world will establish. This is my opinion, personal. And what I think is when people, especially teachers, when teachers are focusing in the classroom, all these things of sustainable development and their connectivity with peace education, definitely students will learn and execute and implement in their practical life and their home, their school, and at their community. So this is the one important thing. Second thing is that we are talking about the green energy.
Hmm.
So now our students of class 5, 6, 7, 8, they all are aware about the green energy. Previously it was not, this awareness was not there. So this awareness has been developed because of their teacher imparting this knowledge in their day-to-day classroom. So this has been happened gradually in this way. So both our things are interconnected. Even if we talk about the justice, if we talk about the human rights, they are also connected with the I mean to say sustainable development and peace. So these all things are linked. So now our new policy has linked all these things, and we have framed a very good education policy. I am really proud of me because I am one of the part of that education policy, and we are really we have done drastic hard work. So many times I have visited to Delhi for workshop, for conferences, for seminar, rough draft, fair draft, second draft, first draft. There was a very good committee of the experts. They all are experts from their field. So we have discussed thoroughly. And then after we have prepared a draft. Then there is the conflict after Education Policy 2020. The conflict of the language. People are not accepting the three language formula. So how did we solve this?
Hmm.
We have give them liberty to use a regional language. One language they should use their regional language. If they are staying at the Karnataka and the Maharashtra and the Bengal, so one language they can use, but the two languages we can provide them. One is English, that is Devanagari, and second is Hindi. Hindi or English, two languages we have provided them, and one language they can use by. So we have solved this conflict in such a way by giving three language formula. This is the most important aspect of our national education policy.
Right. Right. So, you're also very active in with NGOs. यू सपोर्ट 25 प्लस एनजीओज ऑल्सो. सो कौन सा
Yes,
ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट है जो आपके दिल के बहुत ज्यादा करीब है या जिसकी वजह से आपके ऊपर असर पड़ा है?
yes. So one very important project, and I like it very much. That is, I've already explained to you. That is sustainable world and peace. I am
Mm-hmm.
involved with many non-government organizations, national and international level, for this type of awareness campaign. And the other important project, what influenced me very much, that is of the education of the deprived child. Deprived not in the form of academic, deprived in the form of financial. So many NGO has been working in the different areas, and they are divided into states like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Madhya Pradesh. Everywhere they are divided, and they have a well-educated, well-skilled team. So they have used to visit to the villages where they found such type of academically background students, not financially. They have a good firm. They are financially very much stable. But point of education point of view, they are weak. So these NGOs are working there at block level, national level, state level, district level, and they are imparting formal education and informal education. They have a full team of volunteers. They are going, visited the villages and the blocks and state and district, and they are collecting the local people, those who are powerful in particular zone. So they contact the powerful person, then he influence their community, and they collectively sit and plan how to impart education to this type of deprived students. Those who are financially strong, they have very good. They are the kids of very strong farmers, but they have very nil academic background. So this is a very interesting project. What I have done with the many NGOs there. And other thing is that this International Coalition Council I have mentioned you, and I'm also vice president of National Commission of Women and Child Development. So
Mm-hmm.
under this Women and Child Development, we are giving training to the women, those who want to outdo those who left the school after 10th or 12th class, and they want to earn for their family. So first I have learned entrepreneurship course from the help and support of that National Women Development Council. I have learned from IIM Bangalore. I have done the entrepreneurship certificate from there. Then we have trained the women. They invite them, first we visited to their place, invite them offline, then online also. So now they are very much expert in operating computer and operating internet, learning things by their own, or they have established their own entrepreneurship, their business, their startup, like cooking business, and they have started tailoring. They know how to tailor, so they have started some small type of boutique, and they built a community. They are making achar, papad, badi, all these things. So they are growing themselves and supporting their family. This is also very important NGO project we are working on.
Wow, wonderful. So, okay, getting back to academics, you've
Yes.
mentored over 25 PhD scholars. So, what's your message to young scholars जो अभी research journey शुरू कर रहे हैं? I mean, you told about the how to write papers, लेकिन जो research journey शुरू कर रहे हैं, उनको क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप?
हाँ, यस। सबसे पहले तो रिसर्च शुरू करने से पहले सबसे पहले दे शुड परस्यू देयर पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन डिग्री इन अ वेरी गुड मार्क्स, एट लीस्ट 55% and above. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After that, they should identify a guide. So how do they identify a guide? First, they have to appear in the entrance examination. After entrance examination, if they have selected for that entrance examination, they must be registered there in a particular university where they belong. The university will allot a guide to them, and first 6 months they have to continuous connect with their guide. so that both are they will finalize a area and topic, and gradually they will focus on their research method and their research work. So in the during the coursework of study of the research, there are actually some skill based course and some
Mm-hmm.
theoretical based course. So when they are doing theoretical based course, they have to sit in the classroom for the 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 months. Then there are a skill based course, so they have to go to the field if they want to do study on some school. So they have to visit the school and collect the data of the student, data of the teacher, and they should give a standardized questionnaire there, so
Mm.
that they should find a perfect data. Okay, how much research need is there in this particular area or in particular topic. Then they finalize the research topic and process on the progress. Then they finally identify their final tools. This standard research questionnaire, what I told you, this is only for the survey purpose. After that, they have to use standardized research tools. They are already published in various psychological journals. They are available in the Agra Psychological Corporation, very agencies, those who are selling this type of research tool, like test of intelligence, test of creativity, test of
Mm-hmm.
personality, and test of emotional intelligence, and test of effectiveness, test of vocational skills. So many tests are there. So whatever your area, on the basis of that, you have to identify that particular tool, and this the research process go on and continue till 3 to 4 year, 5 year, 6 year. Ultimately, then you will get a standard degree.
It's not that easy also.
बहुत सारी चीजें if you want
बहुत
to do seriously in PhD.
सो ओके बीइंग अ वुमन, आपको तो सपोर्ट मिला, आपने बोला कि पूरी फैमिली को सपोर्ट मिला, और बेसिकली एटमॉस्फेयर भी आपका ऐसा था जिसमें आप पले पड़े, जहां पर एकेडमिक एटमॉस्फेयर ऑलरेडी था। लेकिन बहुत सी लड़कियों को, बहुत सी औरतों को ऐसे सपोर्ट नहीं भी मिलता है, और उनका एटमॉस्फेयर भी नहीं होता है, एकेडमिक
Hmm.
एटमॉस्फेयर नहीं होता है। सो व्हाट एडवाइस विल यू गिव टू देम टू बैलेंस आउट, रिसर्च हो गया, टीचिंग हो गया, फैमिली हो गया, ये सारी चीजें आपस में कैसे बैलेंस आउट हो सकती
मुझे लगता है what I think is rather than teaching anything to that girl, those who are not getting proper environment, I would first like to connect or interact with their parents and their family. So this is a great need to orient their parents, their family, so that they will encourage to send them to school. They will encourage to send them in some school or practical classes also,
है?
whatever their interest is there. So first the orientation of parents and family is must. Then we will connect with the daughter after that, because without permission of the parents and family they can't do anything. जब तक हम उनके पेरेंट्स को नहीं समझाएँगे, नहीं उनसे बात करेंगे, उनसे नहीं मिलेंगे, हमारे कहने से वो नहीं आएँगे। क्योंकि अगर वो
बिल्कुल,
आना चाहेंगी तो उनको घर में रोक देंगे, है ना?
बिल्कुल।
किरण बेदी की आपने बात सुनी होगी। किरण बेदी का कहना कि हम लोग 4 वी वर 4 डॉटर्स इन आवर फैमिली। तो किरण बेदी का कहना था कि हमारे जो हमारे फादर थे वो ज़्यादा पढ़े लिखे नहीं थे। मदर भी ज़्यादा पढ़े लिखे नहीं थे। और फैमिली में इस तरह का एनवायरनमेंट ना था कि पढ़ के बाहर जाएँ। पर एक हमारे फादर का ये था कि बच्चियाँ दी है भगवान ने, तो उनको उनके काबिल बनाना है। तो फिर एक को बनाया तो फिर धीरे-धीरे सारी बनती गईं। तो हर बार ये होता है कि पेरेंट्स को नॉलेज नहीं रहती है, विलिंगनेस नहीं रहती है, पर कई बार उनके अंदर से मन में ये रहता है कि हमारी बच्ची है, उनको भी हमको खड़ा करना है, अपने पैरों पे एटलीस्ट खड़ा करना है। तो फिर वो आईपीएस बन जाती हैं, आईएएस बन जाती हैं, आईएफएस बन जाती हैं, है ना? दे विल स्टैंड ऑन देयर फीट। But what happened in the society nowadays, the awareness is too much. So I don't think rarely of parents are left, those who are not sending their daughter in the school.
हुँ,
फर्क
हुँ।
सिर्फ इतना है कि कुछ गांव के प्राइमरी स्कूल या सरकारी स्कूल में जाती हैं, कुछ अच्छे उच्च कोटि के इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल में जाती हैं, कॉन्वेंट स्कूल में। फर्क सिस्टम ऑफ एजुकेशन का है, पर शिक्षा तो सभी देते हैं। सभी पेरेंट्स आजकल चाहते हैं कि बच्ची कम से कम इतना पढ़ ले, दस्तक कर ले, अपने पैरों पे खड़ी हो जाए, सर्वाइव कर सके। लाइफ में अगर कोई क्राइसिस आती है, प्रॉब्लम आती है, तो वो अपनी फैमिली को भी सपोर्ट कर सके। तो समय तो बदला है, बदलाव आया है, और
बिल्कुल।
बहुत कुछ पॉलिसी ने भी चेंज किया है, बहुत लोगों में अवेयरनेस भी आई है। पेरेंट्स भेजने लगे हैं, जो ऑर्थोडॉक्स पेरेंट्स है वो भी अपना लड़कियों को म्यूजिक में भेजते हैं, डांस में भेजते हैं, प्लेयर बनाते हैं, बाहर पढ़ने भेजते हैं, बाहर की कंट्री में जाते हैं। आप छोटे छोटे गांव की लड़कियों को देखिए, वो ग्रेजुएशन करती हैं, वो अपने फ्रेंड से जानकारी लेती हैं, सर्कल से जानकारी लेती हैं, दूसरे टीचर से और सबसे पूछती हैं, फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटी का फॉर्म भरती, चली जाती हैं, पेरेंट्स देते हैं पैसे, चले जाते हैं। या उनके शहर में अगर स्कूल नहीं होता तो दूसरे शहर में जाके पढ़ती हैं, पर पढ़ती हैं। उनमें एक जज्बा है, और पेरेंट्स में भी इंटरेस्ट है कि बेटी को पढ़ाना है। बेटी पढ़ाओ, बेटी बचाओ, द स्लोगन ऑफ नरेंद्र मोदी, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। वी हैव टू फोकस ऑन दैट। अगर बेटी पढ़ेगी तो बच जाएगी। बच जाएगी इन द सेंस मर्डर या डेथ केस में थोड़ी, बच जाएगी मतलब एक्सिस्टेंट, अपने अस्तित्व को संभाल लेगी, है ना, सेल्फ एक्सटेंशन को वो संभाल पाएगी। दिस इज द मोटो behind this education of the girl child, and behind the education of that village girl who were left to home previously, now they are moving out.
राइट, हाँ, थिंग्स हैव चेंज्ड, आई मीन टाइम्स हैव ऑब्वियसली चेंज्ड, लेकिन अभी भी थोड़ा बहुत तो खैर कुछ जगहों पर रह गया है जहाँ पर
थोड़ा
पेरेंट्स
बहुत
भेजने
है,
को थे।
आई एम होपफुल, मुझे बहुत उम्मीद है। अगर थोड़े बहुत भी लोग इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं ना, तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि होगा, ये बहुत जल्दी होगा। जो थोड़े से बच्चे हैं ना, उनको जो अच्छे बने वो बता सकते हैं। कम्युनिटी में अगर एक चाचा जी अच्छे पढ़ लिए हैं, तो वो अपने भाइयों को कन्विंस कर सकते कि भाई हमने भी अपनी बेटी को भेजा था, आप भी भेज दो, कुछ बता दो,
सही।
है ना। ये इस तरह की बात सोसाइटी में होती है, और ये चेंज देखने को मिल रहा है। अब हम अगर बहुत ही इंटीरियर जगह की बात करते हैं, तो
हम्म।
वहाँ सरकार ने फैसिलिटी दे रखी है। अगर आप ट्राइबल एरिया में देखें, तो सरकार
हम्म।
हॉस्टल खोल रखी है लड़कियों के लिए, लड़कों के
हम्म।
लिए, और
हम्म।
वहाँ पे उन्होंने बोर्डिंग स्कूल खोल रखे हैं। वहाँ पे अच्छी एजुकेशन के लिए उनको स्कॉलरशिप दिया जाता है, बुक्स दिया जाता है, फंडिंग दिया जाता है। नवोदय स्कूल इज वन ऑफ द इम्पोर्टेंट इनोवेशन ऑफ इंडिया। गाँव के बच्चे आते हैं, वो अपने क्लास फिफ्थ से आ जाते हैं, और उसके बाद वहाँ ग्रो होके सीधे निकलते हैं। उनको पता है कैसे हाउ टू ईट, हाउ टू सिट, हाउ टू टॉक, हाउ टू कम्युनिकेट। तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इज डूइंग सो मेनी इनोवेटिव प्रोजेक्ट फॉर द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ अ सिंगल सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया। एवरीवन इज टू बी डेवलप, सबका विकास, सबका साथ, सबको बढ़ना होगा ना। तो ये पॉलिसी है, सब बढ़ रहे हैं, आगे कर रहे हैं। तो जो थोड़ा सा रह गया उसके लिए हमको होपफुल रहना चाहिए, वो भी ठीक हो जाएगा। ये वाली बात है।
वेरी ट्रू, वेरी ट्रू। सो ma'am, before we take a, I mean, we say bye to you, I really want to understand कि लेगेसी का क्या मतलब है आपके लिए? What kind of a legacy you want to leave behind? Academically नहीं, मतलब as generally also, not only academically. Obviously इतनी सारी चीजें आपने academically कर दी हैं, वो तो they will automatically live on.
So what's your question is now? Can you repeat it? Liberty.
मेरा
What type of liberty?
what legacy would you want to leave behind? What legacy
What
means to
legacy
you?
I want to take?
लीव बिहाइंड, लोगों के लिए आप क्या छोड़, दुनिया में
हाँ,
एक चीज, एक मैसेज।
दुनिया के लिए एक मैसेज। सबसे पहली बात तो ये कि माई इम्पोर्टेंट philosophy of life is learn and do. You should learn everything. Learning is never waste. So this is my legacy. This is my philosophy of life. And for the people who are not get the opportunity of learning, they should develop their skill. By skill, they can reach on the top of the this stair. Everybody is going abroad. Everybody is going in a top position. But what is the reason behind it? The most important reason is, behind it is their own motivation, their inspiration, their interest to develop themselves. These are the things. And the other thing I would like to communicate the whole world. conflicting conflicting situation is no way in the world. We must live and let live. Peace is the important weapon to solve all the conflict in the world. We have to sit and resolve the situation. Otherwise, the humanity will be spoiled. No one will left behind. So, for the protection of humanity, we have to live peacefully. For the development of the people, we have to follow the policy of live and let live. We have to encourage them to learn and to survive by themselves. We have to inspire them to develop their skill so that they can develop their existence. They can survive without the support of anyone. So individual inspiration, individual motivation, individual way of learning, individual way of developing your own personality. These are four,
Mhm.
five things that if a person will follow, they will definitely success in their life, whether it is family life, community life, social life, or scholar life, whatever it is. They have to follow this thing. And these things, change has been bring gradually, continuously, spontaneously. All these processes continue.
Very true. Very true. So this is, I think, very important जो आपने बोला कि if you cannot learn, then at least develop some skill, क्योंकि skills आर इक्वली इम्पोर्टेंट, और आप अपनी स्किल्स को मास्टर करके अगर वाकई में मास्टर कर ले जाते हैं, देन यू कैन रीच टू द टॉप. ऐसा नहीं है, बहुत से लोग जो हैं वो सिर्फ अपने स्किल्स के बेसिस पे जहां पहुंचे
Still
वहां
correct.
पहुंचे.
In field of engineering, one of the important, it is not necessary you have on the degree of BTech. If you have skill in particular field, you will learn so many things. You will survive. This message is not for that student who has no financial support, who has no capacity to go to any engineering college as a degree, or in medical college or get that degree. So they are doing some paramedical course and enter in the field of medical. They are doing some diploma course or enter in the field of technical education. They are, if I am talking about the humanity field also, if they have not of the proper degree of BA, MA, all this, so what they can do? They have learned the teacher training, primary teacher training, secondary teacher training, and high school teacher training, and they will directly become after graduation. They can do bachelor of education. After 12, they can do nursery teacher training. So it's not necessary nowadays. It is not necessary to reach on the top by your degrees and your qualification. You must
राइट.
have to focus on your skill. Basic skill, if you learn, then you will grow. This is my message to all the students, those who are thinking, "Okay, I am not doing this, I have not done it, I don't get opportunity." Still, you have opportunity. There are so many IITs are there. There are so many vocational institutions are there in district and block. There are so many NGOs are there who are training, who are delivering their training on different skills at block level, sector level, district level. So they can join them for 1 week course, 2 week course, 3 week course, 6 week course, and they acquire a skill and then reach in the like in the professional field, they will enter easily. Now there, when they have starting learning, they can grow their qualification also. This is the way nowadays. Present is the day of technology. Present the time of skill development. Present is the day of you mean to say enthusiasm to learn. You have interest to learn different things. Then you will definitely success in your career, whether you have a higher level degree or not. You will be success there. So
वेरी
many
वेरी ट्रू.
examples are there.
वेरी ट्रू. वेरी ट्रू. वेरी ट्रू. So thank you so much, Dr. Kalpana Dikshit. Thanks a lot for taking out time for us. It was a pleasure talking to you, and it is a pleasure learning so much from you. I'm really hopeful that whoever will listen to the interview will get some good insights into what they should do and what they shouldn't do. Especially the last point was very important कि अगर किसी वजह से आप बहुत कुछ नहीं खर्च कर पा रहे हैं, बहुत सारी डिग्रीज की तरफ नहीं जा पा रहे हैं, बट स्टिल यू हैव अ वे आउट. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपके रास्ते बंद हैं. So that is a
Yes.
very important message.
Yes. Really,
And
and I am really thankful to you all. I am really thankful to the natural life, and I am really enjoying your conversation. And I really know that how smoothly you have put your question, and
thank you so much.
how beautifully you have put the words in a language. That is very important. First,
Thank you so
a
much, ma'am.
complicated language is to turn into easy question. It's a very good important for RJ or what I meant to say, any person who are organizing a live interview, because many times people do not recognize everything in their mind. So since your questions are so simple, so I can explain you very, very simply everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This was enlightening, and thanks once again. Good night, ma'am.
And good night.
And as for the rest of you, we'll be meeting again next week, next Sunday, with another guest. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night. Have a lovely week ahead. Thank you so much, ma'am, once again.
Thank you so much.